And we're doing it. What's up, bud?
I'm all right. How are you?
I'm living the no job life right now. You know, this is the first time we've even asked how we're doing this whole entire last hour we've seen each other.
Bros,
Dude,
we don't need to do that
I know.
shit.
We're two 20-year-olds for however.
Hey, I'm 21.
Hey, my bad. Okay, my bad. 21. I'm 20. 20 and 21-year-olds just making a stupid podcast because whatever. And we're just here trying to be creative and just live life. Okay, well, welcome to the Living Experience podcast is what we're naming our so-called show. We are doing this. We're trying to figure it out. So, the Living Experience podcast, we will be helping you, not even helping you, but we're more so just here to talk, and we're more so just here to give you a show to listen to and be a part of your experience, but not only that, be a part of our own experiences. And I am Zach, which you are listening to now.
And I am Chase. I am the bubblehead buffoon.
The bubblehead buffoon, as he calls himself. Who screams a lot, and so do I. We just play video games for a long period of life, and still to this day we play video games, and I drink Monsters, and he drinks agua, like I should be doing right now, but I'm not. Yeah, Living Experience podcast. Here we go. See if you can get anything from this. See if you can resonate from anything we say. We are the masters of the product.
Master? Chris, that doesn't sound right.
Yeah, dude. We're the master.
I want to say something really out of pocket right now.
We'll see how that goes. Oh, bud. Oh,
We'll see if it comes out later.
All right, we are making the show because I don't know, we thought about this for the past few years. We've known each other since, 5 years ago now? Something like that?
Yeah.
4 or 5 years ago, back in high school, actually, so not that long ago, like early high school days. And we've always thought about making a podcast because we kind of just clicked when we first met each other. And we thought we were hilarious, and we still think we do. And it's like, we can literally just talk for hours and hours and hours. So we were like, why don't we just record something and see how it goes? So this is our first time doing that, other than playing games and clipping ourselves and whatnots. And we took so long to do this show because we were just procrastinating. and we thought, I don't know, what would you say, stupid or something like that? Or didn't really...
I wouldn't say stupid. Just hasn't been. It's always been on the back burner, I would say.
Yeah, we've always kind of just had the idea of it, but we never actually did it. And that's something that we need to beat, and hopefully we'll keep on doing the show. We'll see how it goes, though. Just testing the waters. Procrastination. Would you say it's been procrastination?
I would say yes and no. Because I would say we have been procrastinating, but I would say we haven't been at the same time because you were working your factory job. I'm in school and working full-time as well. Like, this is really, like, the first time we've found downtime to actually do this shit.
I don't even say that, but it's more of, I honestly think we have been procrastinating for the longest time. We would just, oh yeah, we should do a podcast, we should do this, we should do that, we should do this, and all these crazy, wonderful, beautiful ideas, right? But we never do any of it. Like, we never do any of it. We thought about making a podcast. We thought about making YouTube videos, which potentially we could if we do this. We thought about making a whole bunch of crap, but we never do it. And that's something I've been working on personally this year. Actually, last year, too. I kind of started this whole journey last year, a little bit like the very, very end of last year. Yeah, and this year I kind of, it's about telling this every single week. I'm like, okay, we're doing it. We're doing it this time.
Sure has.
I'm kind of sick of telling myself I will do things, but then I won't do it. I'm kind of sick of doing that because I've been doing that my whole entire life, and I want to get out of that. I'm on the path of growth, and I hope you're on that way too. I mean, every single day, I know that every person grows in their own ways and learns in their own ways. But I'm more strictly on the path of growth this past year and last year. Actually, every single year. But anyway, that's been my main focus.
Besides the point.
Yeah, that's been my main focus in a lot of my own little ways. I don't know about you, but that's been my thing. I like them butts, and I could not lie. What?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I like them butts, and I cannot lie, because we are dudes.
Not all. Some are. Some are.
I said butts.
What's the difference?
We're good kids, and we don't swear.
Oh, fuck off.
Oh, that's Chase for you. That's awesome. Me too. I do stuff like that. Hopefully, you get a sense of enjoyment from doing that. What else? What else do we got on the agenda today? And whatever just pops up. Hallelujah.
Just have to take my meds for an hour and a half.
You're taking drugs.
Yeah.
Why are you taking drugs?
Because I got my wisdom teeth out. So to prevent, God, I'm having a stroke. To prevent infection, I take amoxicillin. So I don't have
drugs. I don't take drugs. I don't even take ibuprofen. I don't take aspirins. I don't take ibuprofen. I don't take Tums. I don't take anything.
Hey, I haven't taken any of the opioids.
Yeah, don't take any of those. That's no. I burped. You're welcome. Opioids, they are bad things. No knows. This is common sense, and I hopefully say it's common sense with good reasons. But I'm trying to not use the phrase common sense anymore because I am starting to believe it's a stupid phrase and a stupid sentence and a good old few words. Explain why I think it's stupid?
Yeah.
I think saying common sense to someone, or even in a sense of to myself, is stupid because let's say I think someone knows something, but then in reality they really don't know of what I'm expecting them to know. So it's, in other words, I believe it's in the expectation mindset, and I don't like to be in that because I feel like everyone's in that mindset, or even in the victim mindset, and so on and so forth. It's kind of a mix of everything. But regarding the common sense thing, I don't like expecting people to know things, or I don't like saying people should know something as well. It's kind of the exact same thing, because it's both that you're expecting that person to do something, or expecting that person to know something of which is in my reality and not their own. So I think it's stupid to say, oh, it's common sense that you should know that, or that so-and-so, whatever, whatnot, or you should not kick a dog is common sense, right? I think that's stupid for a lot of those reasons. Because people may not always know what I know. So therefore, you're just expecting them to know or expect them to understand of what you're going through. So to me, saying common sense is the complete wrong term to use in a sentence like that, or a bad phrase to use at all. Because, for example, this is a more in-depth way to explain it is me and you grew up in a lot of different ways, right? So me and you, for example, just me and you, no one else, since we did grow up in a lot of different ways, we could have learned a lot of things differently. We could have done a lot of things differently. We could have talked to a lot of different people who's taught us to do a lot of different things, right? So therefore, since we have our own different experiences, to us, it's a normal thing. And to you, your own experiences are a normal thing. Hence the Living Experience podcast, which you're listening to now. # plug.
Sell out.
Sell out, yep. Yeah, since we have our own different living experiences, it's always going to be different. So therefore, I can't say something that I know of is common sense, even though you went through a different thing. Like to me, at my own point in my life right now, that doesn't make any sense, like at all. So when people tell me, or even at my last previous jobs, or even after all these years, it's like, oh, you should do that. It's just common sense. Why'd you do it that way? It's like, I'm sorry I didn't do things your way. Oh, little buzz. Sorry about that, y'all. But yeah, that's my take on common sense, and I don't know if I agree with it or if I don't at all.
I think it just depends on the person that you're talking with.
Well, You say I don't see. I don't even agree with that. Because think, if you're saying it depends on the person, no one's going to have the exact same experiences I did. No one's going to know the exact same things I do. No one would have had the same emotions in the same places of time, or in the same reactions, or in the same negotiations that I've had, or whatever other phrase there could be. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So I wouldn't even say it depends on the person. I would just say it's common. Sorry. I would just say if you were to talking about in a sense of common sense of your own self, I would agree with that. But if you're using the term against someone, I think that's completely, utterly wrong. And not only that, but kind of disrespectful in a sense too. Because you're disregarding, actually not even disregarding, you're kind of putting a phrase from your own personal life onto theirs when you don't even know them as a person, or you don't even know their own experiences. So like I said, you can't say it's common sense when you weren't there to experience it with them, or even their own feelings or their own emotions that they went through in those time periods. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
That's also why I don't say, I'm trying to learn how to not use the word that you should do this. So me talking to you right now, it's like, I don't think you should go do that. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I'm trying not to use that word either, because I'm letting my own thoughts get in the way of your own life. So your own other experience. Does that make sense? Yeah. So that's my little thing. It's been my growth for the past month. What's your touch on all that? I've never told anybody all that. What's your? I want to know what your opinions are on my thoughts about everything I just said.
I could see where you're coming from because, like you said, everyone comes from their own experiences.
Mm-hmm.
For me, I think it's just because of the, like, I wouldn't say it's the career choice I'm doing. Like, it's the things that I see at my work. For those who don't know, which is going to be all of you, I work for a medical receptionist for the University of Utah Health, and I see some stupid shit every single day. I think that's where I come to think of common sense is like, or quote unquote, is like, why the fuck would you do this? Like, literally last week, someone had a ring that goes somewhere special, and it was stuck.
Oh no.
Yes.
Oh no.
So yeah, that happened. And I could say a bunch of other things that I've seen, which I think is like,
That's just one example.
yeah,
Yeah.
an example. Is like,
Yeah.
my
That
God.
one example says it all, what you deal through.
God, how much of it do you have to be?
Yeah. See, but even the term for, a matter of what you just spoke of, it could be used in the exact same term. In the, oh hey, you're a dumbhead and whatever, right? You're a dumbhead.
Doo-doo head.
Yeah, you're a doo-doo head. And it's basically the same thing as like, oh, that's common sense. Why would you do that? You're a doo-doo head. you're a dumb head. But yeah, it's to me it's all the same exact thing. Is you're putting your own experiences and you're putting your own thoughts and you're putting your own past experiences into someone's own other experience, which is they made the decision to do that. Which I kind of want to segue this into another thing, which I think is a very not very agreeable thing that I'm doing, but I think it's kind of a smart thing of which I'm doing. To me personally, it's a smart thing. I talked to you about it in your truck, Kish, the other day when we last hung out. What was it, last week or something like that?
Oh, when we went to lunch at Olive Fountain.
Yeah, when we went to lunch, which those burritos are delicious. Y'all should try it if you haven't. Anyway, you told me a story about how someone from our high school did some, to me personally, some stupid things that I would never do, and I hope nobody ever does that, but they don't know. Anyway, you told me a story about this person from high school, right? And I just straight up said, good for them.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I straight up just said, good for them. And you're like, why are you saying good for him? Why are you saying good for them?
I was so in awe when you said that.
And he was in such awe because this is one of those things that you never want to do to your romantic partner. Let's just put it that way. And if you can kind of understand what I'm saying, you can get it. It's a very bad thing though. And what was it? What would you say? Going against your partner in a romantic relationship? Yeah, I don't want to get too deep into it. But anyway, that whole thing. And I straight up just said, good for them. Good for him, or whatever exact last word I said, right? And you were shocked. You were shocked that I said that. And I asked you, wait, no, how did it exactly go?
So it was a kid that we went to high school with. Like cheated on their partner, and then with their best friend that they hang out with, and you just said, good for him.
Yeah, good for him. I was so confident, and I still am. And I support my decision. I just said good for him. And then you asked me why. Like, you straight up just asked me why. Like, you were literally, you were so confused of why I just said good for him. And I told you, I think it's the smartest thing I've said in a really long time. I thought it was a really good thing. And at the end, you kind of agree with me in a lot of ways. I think so, at least, if you still hold your ground on that.
Yeah.
So the reason why I said good for him in that scenario, yeah, that scenario in his own situation, in his own life, and mine from even hearing that from Chase over here, is because he made that decision, right? So if he made that decision, life is the world or the universe, in the way of my belief system personally, is that he has to learn something, or that he has to go through something, or he needs to learn something, right? That the world is trying to offer him and trying to propose to him, and he made that decision to go for it, right? So because he made that decision, he made the choice, he decided to go through all that with his own personal life and his own choices and his quote-unquote consequences, if you even want to call it that, is I honestly just say good for him, because he has to go through those experiences on his own, or whoever his own support system is, which I believe it should be your own person, no one else. He has to go through one on his own, and he has to go through those emotions. He has to figure it out. He has to portray his own self. He has to grow as a person. So I say good for him, because when people say consequences, I really don't think they're even called consequences either. Because you're dealing with the actions and the decisions that you chose to make, 10-15 minutes ago, just for example, just in a random situation. People say, oh no, I'm dealing with the consequences I made and blah 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 blah. I don't think that at all. Whoever says that, change your mindset, please. I highly believe that. And if Chase over here agrees, I would love that too for him. And the reason why I say that is because, I kind of just explained it. You're dealing with your own actions that you did to yourself, and not only that you did to the other people around you. So more so your own experience. It's not a consequence, because you're dealing with the stuff that you chose to do. How is that a consequence? Does that make sense? So if you're thinking everything is a consequence right after your own decisions, is that really a consequence? And I say that because, are you still learning something? Are you still growing, and are you still evolutionizing in your own life? Are you becoming the little baby ape to the full-grown ape within that whole entire thing? No, there's this whole entire between section. You have to go through all the rough patches. So in other words, you have to cross all the little bumps in the road just to get to the high road, right? You have to get to the very top of the mountain.
Are you talking about speed bumps?
It's the same thing.
Okay.
Yeah, it's all the same thing, right? But all the bumps of the roads, it's the same thing, just a different phrase. And anyway, yeah, you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's my take on consequences and living your own life, and honestly, just have fun doing it. Like, oh no, people will tell me I made a bad decision, or people will tell me, oh, I should have done this, but it's like, okay, well, first of all, I'm saying this bluntly, and I mean this with all due respect. good for you. Like, literally, good for you that you would have made that decision that I didn't. Like, I love that for that person. But I'm going to do this my own way. I don't mean that in a neglectation way towards that person who's trying to give their own insight. But if I feel like I'm going to have to do something, I'm respectfully going to do it because it's for me to learn and it's for me to experience. And it's not like I'm, the high horse of the herd or whatever. I'm not trying to portray myself like that. I'm not that. I don't want to be that. It's more of I just want to live my own experiences. That's literally it. Which is kind of why, and I'm so glad you actually thought of the name. I didn't. You thought of the name. And I absolutely fell in love with it. And I told you this when you showed it to me and when you wrote it down for me and everything like that. I absolutely fell in love with it because the amount of times I've said even your own experience or even my own experience or just someone's is it literally says it like right there for the words I'm speaking to you. Like this whole entire time, whether it's to you directly, so Chase over here, or to this microphone that I'm talking through to you guys like a wizard or something.
Wizard.
Oh, hey, Harry. Harry Potter.
The boy who lived.
The boy who lived. He's so elegant and
More
he
like
saves
the boy
the
who
world.
got fucked.
Oh. Yeah, with his little scar on his head. Good old Harry Potter.
With the slithery snake.
But yeah, so I'm trying not to use the word or the phrase that you should do this or that is common sense, or that's why I'm trying to replace it with good for him or good for you or good for them or good for her, just whatever term, because there's a whole bunch of trans nowadays and I don't know what to call people. It's so weird. Suit yourselves, people. Yeah, that's kind of my own take on all of that. I want to know if you agree now with everything I said, or your own feelings. I know I asked that before, but I kind of dived really deep into everything regarding all that.
For the most part, yes. I could see your point. But for me personally, it's just like, for me, it's not like good for you. It's like, okay, if you did what's best for you, then yeah, cool. Like, I'm not going to judge what you did.
Yeah.
Just slightly, but...
Well, I mean, of course, I'm still going to, I don't want to get in your way of your own words right now, but I'm also trying not to judge that person because, it's their own choices. Like,
yeah.
I don't have anything against that. It's not my life. Like, you can do what you want, But anyway, sorry, I don't mean to get
No,
in
you're
your way.
fine. Like, I may not agree with your choices.
Yeah.
But you did it for you.
Yeah.
So that's all you can do. That's kind of how I stand with it. Like, if you want... I highly suggest not doing this, but if you want to waste your life on crack cocaine, cool.
So drugs.
So drugs,
Yeah.
cool. I highly suggest you don't do that, but if you want to, go right ahead.
See, and I agree with you there. But eventually, it's their own life, right? And at the end of the day, I just want myself to be happy. At the end of the day, I just want you to be happy. So, Chase, and all you listeners, if we ever have any, I just want you guys all to be happy, including my brother, which he's not actually my brother, but I call him my brother because I love him so much. I want him to be happy too, just as well as I am. But of course, there are going to be bumps in the road. So, speaking, that's kind of a good topic actually. So regarding this whole entire thing, if someone chooses to take drugs because of how poor their life is going, that is still their decision, right?
Yes.
That's still their decision. And if they never come out of that repetitive cycle of, oh, I'm going to take drugs, I'm going to numb all this pain, I'm never going to deal with that, I just want to be sad the whole entire time, and I want to feel those, I've never done anything like that, so I don't actually know, but 8-10 minutes of whatever they feel in that time frame?
Like the first contact?
Yeah.
Like the first high?
Yeah.
It just depends on what the drug is.
Exactly. Yeah. So for them, it's like, oh, I just want to live in that for my life. And to me, I personally don't understand that. But there are a lot of people I know of personally who do go through that and who have made those choices to kind of want to disappear from their own mindset and want to disappear from their own thoughts and kind of just numb everything. And everybody does that at least some point in their life. Everybody does. Hell, I've even done it a lot throughout my entire life. And my thing for that used to be video games, but I kind of changed my mindset on all of that. Now I actually just play to enjoy my time. But anyway, they're still making that experience, right? They're still choosing their own experience to do that. Like they're creating that. And if they never choose to get out of that, that's their own. That's still their own choice, and they have to live like that. That's their decision. They're creating their own life. Like you literally get to choose of how you want to create your own life. And it's funny I'm talking like this now because my dad used to teach me this every single day as a kid growing up. Every single day, he would text me all the time. He would, whatever. My dad, right? I love him to death. And he would always try to teach me this, that you can create your own life. You can make your own decisions. You can do everything you want. The way you want your life to be, you create it. That's literally just how it goes. So the people who make, in my opinion, those horrible decisions, again, in my opinion, to them, it may be something different. To them, they have their own reasons. And to them, they're creating their own experiences from what emotions and what feelings they're going through. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So I get where you're coming from, where the easy thing is to do is just say, oh, that's common sense. You shouldn't do that. Oh, that's common sense. That's going to get you in trouble. Oh, that's going to break your leg. Or you're going to twist your neck by doing that. Oh.
What if I want to twist my neck, Dad? God.
Oh, no. Get a nose, please. But no, all seriousness, it's like, do you kind of get where I'm coming from now? Like, do you get what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
Even though, in my opinion, and your own opinion too, from what you're saying now, it's stupid. It is utterly stupid. Like, I don't know why you would do those little decisions. But I may never understand it. It doesn't mean I don't respect it, though. There's a big difference between understanding something and respecting something. There's a big fine line between the two. So, for example, I may not understand the decisions that you even do, for example, right? But I still love you to death, and I still respect you to death to the point I'm trusting you to make the decisions that you do for your own life. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
To me, that's the difference between what kind of respecting someone and trusting the process, I guess, like their decision wise, I guess is the best way to put it. Yeah, that's kind of my whole take on that. What personal growth things have you been trying to do?
God, I'm dying.
He's dying over there. His mouth is full of blood the other day.
Oh God, it's awful.
From his wisdom teeth.
Goddamn wisdom teeth. Honestly, I've gotten into the mindset of like meditating a lot more. That's helped with my mental health a lot. Sure, I have finals coming this 2 weeks.
Man's in school, in college, so he's got a big test coming up.
Oh, more than one. I have like 4.
Oh, four big tests. Never mind.
Yeah, 4 big tests. Super fun.
Yeah.
But I've just learned I've gotten into the mindset of meditating more. And I've been listening to like more lo-fi music while studying. I love me a good lo-fi playlist.
Just some good beats with your workflow and stuff like that. That always helps.
Hell, even taking a shower, like a 20-minute warm shower, real nice. And then, as you saw earlier, I was watching a medical video, and I used that to practice my skills for. I'm going into nursing, by the way, and I watch YouTubers who are like MDs, DOs, like all medical people. And I take the things I learned from my anatomy class to see if I can make things make sense. And it's really helped me out a lot with my lecture for anatomy.
Like you're kind of learning just watching the people you watch on YouTube and Google and whatever and such. And by the way, use DuckDuckGo.
DuckDuckGo.
Yeah, use DuckDuckGo.
I love ducks.
If you don't know what DuckDuckGo is, it's a website, kind of just like Safari or Chrome or Firefox. Even though they got rid of it now for
Firefox is still a thing?
That's still a thing? I thought it wasn't. I thought they got rid of it.
I thought it was still a thing.
I thought they got rid of Firefox and replaced it with something else.
I could be wrong.
But anyway, DuckDuckGo is a non-surveillance website where you can look up things. It's basically the same thing as Chrome, but your stuff can't get stolen and looked into. That's what I use. And you should start using that too, bud.
I think my dad does it.
DuckDuckGo is wonderful. I use it for years, and everybody should.
Yes, queen.
Yes. But anyway, that's awesome for you. What else have you been experimenting yourself with in a mental sense and growth and evolutionizing?
This is a joke, but crack cocaine's been a hell of a drug.
What the hell? Someone clip that. Goes into our Discord and the quote section right
The
there.
quote section.
Our little Discord that we have with my friend group.
Oh, that would be cool to add a life experience Discord.
The Living Experience podcast?
Yeah.
Or Discord?
Yeah. That would be
The
cool.
Living Experience Discord group. Should we do that? Does that sound like a good idea?
I think so.
Should I set one up? That does sound pretty neat, actually, huh?
Because it's not hard to set up.
No, it's really quite easy, actually. That would be quite awesome. Just people, our listeners, quoting stuff that we've said or even that they've all said, just listening to our shows like, what the hell?
Or even adding their own quotes that they want to add.
Yeah, exactly. Like that would be awesome. Like it's like a whole community thing. Like this would be I feel like this would be a good show to kind of explain our own listeners' experiences and us kind of listen to it or even just read stuff about it or even they just whatever, just hell, even put in the Discord for everybody else to read or something like a little short phrase of the day or a good quote or something.
Like a quote of the day?
Yeah, like a good quote of the day, like something that they took from their day, so something that you guys took from your day and is wanting to share it to everybody else out there who are all the other listeners and whoever else is here to experience all this with you and with us and me and Chase here and just everybody here. Yeah, a Discord would be fun. We can definitely make that.
I have a question.
I have an answer, hopefully.
So on the new Arc.
Oh, gaming stuff.
Yeah.
Yes, we're like I said, we brought up earlier. We are gamers, and what is this game you're going to speak of? I know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
But just explain it for these listeners we have.
It's Arc Survival Ascended.
Yes.
I would call it the PS5 version of Arc Survival Evolved. I don't know if you would consider it that.
It's just a newer, updated version of a really old game that came out 14 years ago or something like that, 13 years ago.
Something like that.
Yeah, it's a really older game, but you're on an island. There's multiple maps you can download and buy and purchase and all this other stuff. But anyway, you're on an island and you're playing as a survival dude and you can make your own character and you're surviving on an island with dinosaurs. Like literally dinosaurs. You can play in third person, first person, whatever. You can make the map super dark. There's HDR. There's all kinds of
gamma
crazy,
rays.
all the gamma rays and stuff. All the XDR 4090s and all the PlayStations and all the goosey stuff. Oh yes. But anyway, dinosaurs. They eat you to life. And yeah, it's an awesome survival game if you like stuff like that. So. What's that question now that we have the listeners all accustomed to the games that we play?
So is there a way for the non-dedicated server to pop up where I can just join it if you can be offline?
Not unless we purchase our own server. And to do that, I believe we have to be on...
A PC?
Yeah, I believe we have to be on Windows for that or something else. Which we are console gamers right now. We do not have a PC computers.
I'm hoping to get a PC set up next month. Or the next month or two, hopefully.
I'll get there one day, with my little PS5 I have.
Hey, you can still play 120.
120 ain't 600 frames, bro. Or even 300.
So, it's still something.
That is amazing quality right there, though, still.
It's still something.
It's still something. Yeah, we play survival stuff. The Forest is a good one if you're gamers, and if this will be all be interesting to you.
Scary shit.
Yeah, this will all be interesting to you. The Forest is a good one. They're making new ones called the Sons of the Forest. That one's not on console yet, but it's still on.
Probably won't be for a while.
Yeah, probably it won't be for a while, unless they finish the game even faster. Which hopefully it will, because that game looks astounding. Apex Legends is kind of our main thing right now, like a little battle royale one.
Yeah. But we have been dabbling in Fortnite because of the Avatar event.
Yeah, good old Fortnite. I call it Fortnite just to make fun of it.
Fork knife.
Fortnite. Everybody loves Fortnite. All the kids wanting to be Fortnite people. I remember when we used to want to do that.
Dude, I remember watching Ninja back in like 2018. Dr. Lupo, Tim the Tatman.
Like everybody who was
every goddamn people
going crazy about Fortnite back in the day when it was the first thing and first in beta.
It's still technically in beta.
Yeah, it's still technically after, what, 8 years now? Has it been out?
Since 2017, I believe.
Jesus. That is...
absurd, huh?
Yeah, that is absurd.
We were fucking in high school when we played it. Back in like that... I think it was like season 5 when they had Drift. Like the Portal season that you like.
I don't even know. That was so long ago. I'm not a kid anymore. I'm not that version of a kid anymore, actually, for best terms of all that.
But so you gotta admit, it was fun back those days.
It was fun, yeah. At the time. But now we're kind of growing out of all the Fortnite stuff, and it's all cartoon, basically. You're literally playing as this cartoon character just shooting people, and it's for kids.
So, I'm a 12-year-old inside of a 21-year-old.
I know 5-year-olds who are playing that game.
Oh, God.
Oh, that's funny.
Just take the L on them when you trip a kid.
Yeah, just take an L. Yeah, gaming stuff. That's what we do on the sidelines. Well, since you've explained what you do on the sidelines for your own personal life, you do, what, nursing stuff and gaming stuff, and now actually dive into the meditation stuff. I didn't really ask about that. Like, what do you get, and what do you feel, and what do you experience from your own forms of meditation? And I say forms because there are different forms of meditation.
Yeah. For me, it's just like clearing my head so I can think clearly.
Yeah.
Get the right idea, not be clouded by judgment. Star Wars reference for you Star Wars fans out there. But no, I just do it to just clear my mind, relax. Just take things slowly, think it through, and all that fun stuff.
Good. Keep on doing it, because I've been really practicing a lot of meditation. Since what year now?
God, since high school.
3-4 years ago. I started really going down this journey of trying to actually just take care of myself in a lot more ways, and that'll go throughout the rest of your life. And I've even been doing it my whole life without even realizing, but it's been my main goal. I'll put it that way. Like it's been embedded into my mindset of how can I get better, and how can I grow, and how can I change myself for the better, for my own version of my own character. But yeah, I've been on that route for 3-4 years now, maybe 5, something like that. Just a few summers ago. It was at a family convention, not even convention, like a family it was a major family happy moment, like a get together, and it was with my uncles and all that stuff, and with the whole entire family, right? And I was just sitting there like all sad and depressed, and I was just stuck in with my negative and bad, horrible mindset I had at the time of me being a teenager and me being depressed, and it wasn't a good experience. So I wanted to change that, and I really did want to change that. I wanted to be happier. So I'm glad you're going down the route of meditation and kind of letting go. Basically, is you're practicing the act of letting go, and you're practicing the act of, yeah, if you want to put it that way, yeah, the art of not. And that's actually a good book too. I haven't read all the way through, but it's a good little book. It's called The Art of Not Giving a Fuck, and
Is that yellow book that's at Target all the time that we see?
yeah, I think so. If you go to Target, yeah, Target, yeah. The Art of Not Giving a Fuck, but yeah, that's kind of a more blunt way to put it, and more of a quoted way to put it. But yeah, I've been kind of trying to practice that mentality for a really long time because of that. Like, I want to really take care of myself, and I want to really go down the route of taking care of myself, and I wouldn't even say being proud of myself, but more of learning and growth and evolutionizing and seeing what more I can do for myself, and I'm not trying to sound selfish, even though that's all I'm saying is, oh, me, I. Like, all this stuff. It's not about being selfish. It's about taking care of yourself. There's a major, major difference, okay? I'm trying to think of the best way to explain the difference between taking care of yourself and being selfish.
I mean, taking care of yourself is, quote unquote, being a little selfish.
Okay, yeah, but you're doing it in the sense of that you have a goal at the end of it. Does that make sense?
Yeah, for your own well-being.
Yeah, you're doing it for your own well-being. You're not. To me personally, I don't know if this is the exact definition. I kind of changed it a little bit, unless I didn't. I don't actually know. To me, being selfish is doing it on purpose. Like, doing it on purpose in the sense of playing the victim mindset.
Like being a narcissist?
Yeah, kind of like that. Yeah, like you're doing it to either attack someone or attack yourself. Where, to me, actually taking care of yourself is, oh no, that's a boundary that you're not going to cross, or I'm not going to cross. So me as a person, I'm setting that boundary so if other people cross it, they're choosing to walk out of my life. So Zach's life. Does that make sense? In a third person aspect. They're choosing to walk out of Zach's life. So my life. So if you were to set boundaries for, hell, even your family, for example, just any one of your family members, right? Yeah, if you're wanting to set a boundary for any one of your family members, they're choosing to cross that boundary with you, even though they're family. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
It's not that you're setting the boundary to kind of purposely see them fail, to purposely disrespect them, to purposely not trust them anymore. It's nothing like that. You're simply setting a good boundary for yourself, and that is not a restriction. That is your fine line of, okay, no, I feel a negative reaction towards that, so I don't want to do that. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, you kind of also have to not be comfortable. It's kind of weird. You want to be comfortable, but try your best not to be comfortable. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So, and I say that is because if you're comfortable, you're not learning. And if you are comfortable, you're not growing. And if you're comfortable, you're not. To me personally, and if you're comfortable, you're not figuring out ways to help yourself get better. Because if you're just staying comfortable, I actually have a tattoo of it. It's saying remain and evolve, right? You either choose to evolve into a greater person every single day. So I kind of made my own thing, and I also have a tattoo of this on my wrist. It says VYBE. So when you sounded that, it sounds like vibe, right? Just live in the vibe, just vibe your own life and whatever. I don't use that word. I use energy. But anyway, Vibe. It stands for visualize yourself better every single day. And all of my tattoos kind of tie in together for that exact reason. So visualize yourself better every single day, right? If you're going to choose to evolve and remain, you have to choose the evolve route, right? So you have to choose to not be comfortable. You have to choose to not want to be stationary. You have to choose want to not to be remaining. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
You have to actually choose to want that. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
You have to actually choose to go for that. So that kind of went a little bit deeper than I feel like we both planned for. But I kind of just go off and off and off when I talk and talk and talk. But that's kind of my own thing. And as I have endless stories and I have a lot to share, and I hope you, so Chase, or any of you listeners, or even anybody here, choose to resonate from any of this, of my words or even his words, so Chase's words, or just anybody's along this journey that we are now creating for ourselves. Yeah, because now we're sitting here with microphones and just talking.
Ah.
Oh, yeah. Sounds. Gotta love that beautiful sounds and voices and stuff. Well, we've been talking for 46 minutes.
Doesn't even feel like that long.
Dude, I know. We've been sitting here for over an hour, just almost an hour, and just talking. Like it's definitely been a first time experience doing this, and we kind of dive into a lot. What do you think? Has it been a good experience so far?
Yeah.
You think so? Did
Are you still nervous?
Am I still nervous?
Because you were so nervous.
I was actually nervous. I will admit that. We both know that. The reason I figured it out while we were just talking, and this whole entire past just about an hour and 14 minutes from now, or 13 and 6 seconds. I figured it. I was nervous because I mean, I kind of already told you before I hit the record button. I was nervous because I knew I was taking a step in the right direction by doing this. Like, I was nervous because it's like, oh, like my body's and my energy's literally getting all hyped up that I'm doing something good for myself. Like, I'm sitting here talking to my brother, my best friend. Like, I love this kid to death. Like, we have known each other since high school. He's been
I've been through it all.
Yeah, like we've literally been partners in a various amount of hundreds of different kind of ways that you can ever think of. Like we've been there for each other for literally just about everything. Like we always go to each other and just complain and just talk and rant and vent and just rant and just go off and just play games and just be kids, right? Every single time we literally here with each other, or even over the phone or whatever, we're always creating in some type of way. Like we always just have a good time and a good experience, right?
Yeah.
Like that's what this is all about, is having a good living experience and making your own living experience. So I was nervous before hitting the record button because of that. Like my life and my energy and my vibe, so to speak, or whatever term you want to use in the matter of speaking that way, is I was doing a good thing. Like I was literally, I'm doing the act of creation. I am just sitting here talking like I feel like more people should do it nowadays. That, again, that's a whole other topic. So if you want to go down that way, we can. But I don't feel like people talk anymore. So it's nice that me and you are actually talking like this, even though this is a normal thing.
Yeah.
It's just a bit different because now we have microphones and a laptop and
now
our phones and
now people are actually listening to us.
And now we're putting it into the public, and we're not expecting anything. We're not looking for anything. We're just here to enjoy the moment with you guys. If you guys are even here, we're just basically talking to a ghost right now, to us personally. But yeah, we're literally just sitting here with microphones, and to me it's scary because I haven't talked to nothingness basically since I was a little kid. Even as a little kid, I was trying to make YouTube videos what laptops are they called that they gave us in high school and middle school?
The Chromebooks?
Yeah, the Chromebooks. I remember my dad got me a Chromebook for Christmas or my birthday or 1 year or something like that, and he got me and my old sister from a previous family member He got us Chromebooks, and I remember making YouTube videos on it. I remember recording myself. I remember recording like those little arcade games and using OBS and all that, and I remember doing all that. So I've always been a little creative person, so I think I was just nervous because this is just another kind of step in that direction. And this was another step in kind of my creative side of myself, and I was kind of opening that up. That's what I got from all that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was. As soon as I pressed that record button for this though, all that nerve wrack went away. It's like I swung the golf club and it just went loose like Happy Gilmore.
No, he doesn't let go. He just does a little strut.
I just care just a slight little one, and then he gets all pissed off and mad, and it's kind of funny.
Gets his ass kicked by Bob Barker.
Yeah, exactly, and that's kind of what I do sometimes. Is I just go off and off and off, and I just talking. Yeah.
Dude, I'm actually happy that they're making a Happy Gilmore 2.
Are they really?
Yeah. Netflix is doing a Happy Gilmore 2.
Dude, that movie came out even before we were born.
Yeah.
And we still love that. That just shows
it's
you're
gonna have Adam Sandler. It's gonna have the Shooter McGavin.
like all the older people.
Yeah.
From the original.
I don't know if Julie Bowen, like the love interest of Adam Sandler, is gonna be in it.
Well, still, that would be amazing.
Yeah. At least the two people, originals.
Like all the three main people. What if it's Adam Sandler and then the girl, like the main character who is it, whatever. I don't know actors like you do. I go off of faces. What if it's those two and then a new tournament guy, just kind of like the new
the younger version of the first one.
Yeah, like the new quote unquote bad golfer versus Happy Gilmore.
You mean pro golfer? Like who's the antagonist?
Yeah, that word. Yeah, wow. Phrases and terms and terminology and vocabulary. Well, would you look at that?
Oh my god.
Oh my god! Wow! Yes! Oh god, I'm gonna listen back to this later, and I'm gonna be like, what are we doing with our lives? As I'm editing this, and hopefully I can figure that out. It's my first time doing all this, so.
You got it.
Yeah, I'll figure it out and then I'll post it somewhere, hopefully. Well, this is just for our own keeping one day as we get older and in our old age. This is also another reason why I wanted to do this. I know we're going on for a really long time, almost an hour, but this is the last thing I want to cover as I'm just going off and off and off. Anyway, I wanted to do this also for years because as we're getting older, we can look back in all these things that we talked about. We're not recording, and we have thought about that, and we may or may not do that and post it on YouTube. But for as much we talk, and for what we do choose to talk about versus all these topics, even if it's scripted, whether it's not, whether we have notes, whether we do not have notes, we are just sitting here talking like bros, like brothers, like fucking bosses, okay?
Bosses.
Like we are fucking bosses, and
that was the best thing you could have come up with.
Hey man, I'm just living.
You could have done the Blues Brothers. You could have done.
Nah, bro, we're the top G's.
Top G's.
We're the top G's, bro. but yeah, no. As we get older, we can look back on all these stories and all these conversations, or we can even look back on all these different mindsets we used to go from, and how we went from that mindset to this one to this one. It's like a whole book over the years of just an hour-long conversation.
An audiobook?
Yeah, an audiobook, basically. Like, we're literally just talking over microphones, and we're literally just listening to our old version of our own characters. Yeah, and I think it's a beautiful thing. That's why I love pictures and doing photography and with all that stuff, which that's also my own kind of side thing and work thing I'm trying to do, is be a photographer. But anyway, yeah. How do you feel about that when you're 60, 70 years old? And,
I don't think I'll be alive at that time.
I didn't think I would be alive till 18 years old a few years ago, bud, and look at where I'm at now. I'm 20. Oh, a lot has changed, good old Zach. Yeah. Anyway, yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think about you getting older and you listening back on all this shit we're doing?
I'm not excited to get older, but I think it'll be really cool to like listen back to all these old podcasts that we did in our young 20s.
In our young 20s.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're literally doing this when we're 20, 21, so this is a good start. And hopefully we keep on doing this because I actually enjoyed this.
Yeah.
I don't know about you, but I enjoyed it.
Dude, I had a fucking blast.
Yeah, we literally just sat here talking for an hour just like it's nothing. Like this is just normal to us. This is the definition of a good friendship right here. That I feel everybody should, sorry, not should. I feel like that I want everybody to at least experience in their life at least once. Whether it's a romantic partner, or whether it's the kind of bond that me and you have, so me and Chase have, or even if it's an animal, I want everybody to experience this because it's such a beautiful thing. Even if it's not sitting in front of a laptop, seeing that we can record our own voices with a microphone or anything like that, but it's a beautiful thing to be with the people that you love. So at the end of the day, I am done with topics. Are you?
I don't have anything else.
Okay, awesome. Well, this is a good way to end the episode. Speaking of what we just left off of, at my closing outro of my own self will be live your own experiences, have fun, take care of yourself, learn how to. I wish you all opportunities to help you guys all grow, including your own self. So Chase over here, I hope you find ways to grow, and I hope the world gives you opportunities to do that, and I hope you chase them. Your name's Chase. Oh, that's funny.
That was so funny.
Oh, that's funny. Oh, wow, look at that.
That's super original.
That's original. Wow, look at that. Chase.
Wow.
Wow.
Like, I haven't heard that one before.
Oh, wow. That's so funny. But yeah, anyway, I hope just at the end of the day, just give love to yourself and other people, and just have fun living your own experience. Have fun with the living experience. Anything you want to add, bud, to our little first show we just did?
Thanks for being with us, listening to us, and enjoying our bullshit. You guys have a good one. We'll see you next time.
Have fun, y'all.
Peace.
Hello. Oh, what's up?
What's up?
Have a good day, sir.
Fuck you.